The following is scheduled for a 1-hour time limit and is anything goes. Introducing, coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the Trib Live Radio Studios, WrestleZone.com reporter and columnist Justin LaBar. And his opponent, you. Call, tweet, email, because you can go one-on-one with Justin LaBar in Wrestling Reality right now on Trib Live Radio.
Wrestling Reality here, Trib Live Radio. Justin LaBar, WrestleZone.com, Bleacher Report, PWO Wrestling. I can cause havoc on your life in a lot of places. Tuesday here, coming off of Raw. I promise we'll not be talking anything about Fidel Castro, so nobody will be up in arms here on this show. We got a lot to talk about. It seems like a lot of negativity swirling around wrestling in terms of opinion. Scott Hall was just arrested. Now hitting the news. We're going to get into everything, but let's go through last night's Monday Night Raw in my old stomping grounds of Washington, D.C. at the Verizon Center. John Laurinaitis starts it off, and he brings out Brock Lesnar. Just a few words out of Lesnar's mouth, and here comes John Cena. I like the fact that Cena doesn't say a word on the mic. You can hear him say in the ring to Brock, I owe you one. You know, I owe you for the F5 you gave me last week, and he just gives Brock a slap. Now, I wish he would have punched Brock, because as good as this segment looked, the slap, I mean, come on. I mean, most of this episode regarding Brock, they're talking about, Brock's UFC pass and they keep using the word legit and legitimacy. So you slap him? I mean, come on, at least give him a punch. Make that would have made it look the best. Get the punch, and then Brock shoots, tackles Cena to the ground. He goes, and the first punch that he gives to Cena, planned or not planned, or maybe a part of a bet, he ends up stiffing Cena, which gets Cena all kinds of busted up. But hey, it worked. It was great effect. The entire locker room empties. I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday before Raw about how you never see the classic suits come out anymore. It's always just 4 or 5 referees breaking apart. Remember back in the old days, you'd have the Sergeant Slaughters and the Tony Gurrias and the Garvins. They all come out in their suits and they're trying to break it apart. Well, we got suits, we got referees, we got all the wrestlers. Nobody was exempt pretty much for coming out, trying to break this up. I like it. This was what I wanted with The Rock Cena. I didn't want The Rock Cena in the build-up to Mania. I didn't want them to have too much physical confrontation, but I wanted one of them. I wanted somebody to try to provoke confrontation and then to be a big pull apart. And that's what this was. It gave a great feeling. We'll talk more about that. I'm just ultimately glad that they did not have a war of words on the microphone. We'll talk about this, but a war of words on the microphone, that would have sunk quickly. Funky Cobra versus Dolphin Swagger. Funkasaurus and Santino, they end up getting the win. I think the loss is an embarrassment. I've already started hearing it. Oh, they're burying Ziggler. They're burying Ziggler. No. I think all this is going to push Ziggler out of the tag team and onto his own, because that's what he needs. R-Truth with the win over Cody Rhodes after Big Show interrupts the match and shows Rhodes a video clip of a video clip. Santino finds a box that is marked Fragile inside the Three Stooges. They spent a couple minutes being Three Stooges-like. I don't know how many movies that segment, I don't know how many tickets that segment really sold, but, whatever. I was able to get up and refill the food and drink, so whatever. Lord Tensai versus Yoshitatsu. The endings of the ref stopping the match, all right, I don't like it. The first week was okay, but I'm not a fan of the whole ref stopping it every week. That's going to be the shtick here while we build Tensai, while he does these squash matches, because we know that in any other match, that wouldn't have stopped, that wouldn't have stopped the match. I'm against that, but bottom line, Lord Tensai looks impressive. There's a lot of negativity around him. We'll touch on it, but I'm really bothered by the amount of negativity towards it. I don't get it. CM Punk, Chris Jericho go back and forth. Punk's in the ring, Jericho backstage. Jericho says soon we'll be calling him CM Drunk. CM Punk and Mark Henry in a physical match. Jericho comes out, attacks Punk, and proceeds to dump beer on Punk. I am pretty sure the beer that he was dumping, for those that are asking, Punk, who does live straight edge, is not just a gimmick, it is true to life. It was non-alcoholic beer. I always question why they even make non-alcoholic beer, but here's the answer. They use it for a gimmick for a feud with CM Punk. It was non-alcoholic beer, so I guess for the real-life purposes, Punk did not have to worry about accidentally consuming any alcoholic beer. Zack Ryder versus Alberto Del Rio. Great to see Del Rio back in action. Del Rio gets the win with the armbar. 2 of the Three Stooges come out. Then Curly comes out, dressed as Hulk Hogan, cuts a Hogan promo. Kane comes out and chokeslams Curly, and what do you know? Curly sold the chokeslam better than Hogan would have. Find out next week that Mark Henry versus CM Punk for the WWE title. No DQ, no countouts. The esteemed Josh Matthews talks to Brock Lesnar backstage, who says Laurinaitis was smart to bring him in, bring him back on top. He says Cena isn't on top. Cena couldn't hold his jock strap because he is a real-ass kicker. Cena versus Otunga. Otunga with no champs. He taps out to the STF. Lesnar comes in from behind and kicks Cena in the balls. So far, the Lesnar and Cena has progressed at a good pace. Right amount of actions for me, for my money. But trouble could lie ahead. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Trouble could be lying ahead for the John Cena, Brock Lesnar situation, depending on where they go. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about Laurel Tensai. There's some rumors regarding some divas possibly being gone. Scott Hall arrested. Writers are upset in WWE. Brock Lesnar affected several WrestleMania matches. All that and more. 412-320-7925. sportstalk@tribweb.com. Or you can tweet me at Justin LaBar. It's Wrestling Reality on Trib Live Radio.